Now then, carpers, back on the local club water, another day session. Didn't go bathing, had a few things come up, so I had to sort them out. But thought I'd come out and give it another go today. We've had a lot of rain over the last couple of days, so see if it's pushed them fish down. Or the lake's quite busy as well today, which is not ideal. I've literally got a slot in next to somebody in a minute, and that's not something I really do. To me, it's pretty bad etiquette, but it's either getting this bank where I'm going to get now, where it's not so bad, not so muddy, or go and sit in mud and crap all day and then end up with all your gear shitted up, and I'm not doing that. Not feeling that one bit. So yeah, we'll see what we can do today. Got a bucket full of bait again with me. I'm going to have a bit of a I'll show you that later on. I'm going to show you some rigs, what I use, what I'm approaching it with. Past two sessions I've caught, I've not set the world on fire, but I've caught the last two times I've been on ice on the last previous videos. So hopefully we'll get a couple today. See what happens. But thanks to everybody that's liked and subscribed to the channel so far. A few of you have been messaging me and asking to cover certain bits, so I'm going to do a bit of that today. Go over a few little bits and pieces, how I approach it, see what we can do. So now then, carpers, see you soon. Well then, carpers, bit of a change from where I said I was originally going to go. I had a walk around there, and them anglers are all took up that bank pretty much, so it wouldn't have been fair dropping in next to one when they've been there since first thing this morning. So I thought I'd come round to the other side of the lake, a bank that I don't really fish very often. It's quite open, but we've got on a swim that I used to fish in the winter quite a lot. So I've got in the swim, had a bit of a lead about, found a decent-ish spot, put 10 spoms over it of the Empen boilie, the cell again. So far I've had 3 bream, and I've just lost a carp literally 2 foot in front of the net. The hook popped out, but I'm not keen on them hooks at all, so I've just changed the hook pattern back to something that I usually use. I like to change the odd little bits every now and then, but when it's not working for you, you're wasting your time. So go back to what you know. That's one bit of advice I'd give you. Stick to your confidence levels. My confidence in them hooks was just not 100%. They've done me fish, I've landed fish on them recently, but I don't know. I've just thought I'll have a little change, go back to what I know. But I've seen a couple of fish stick their heads out about 10-15 yards behind the spot, so I know they're out there. I've added a little bit of hemp oil to the mix as well today, just so it slicks up a little bit, so I know if they're feeding on it or not, which I'm sure they are, because like I say, I've just lost one a minute ago. But I've had 3 bream now, which is not ideal really, because that means they're on the spot and they're eating a lot of the bait. So whether the carp will push in and move the bream away, I don't know. That's what I'm hoping. We're out, we're doing a little bit, carpers, so hopefully we'll get one. Let's have a little pan round at the swim. This is the swim I've decided to join. Well, it's not even a swim really, it's just an open field on the local club water. Like I say, if anybody knows where it is, please don't comment and say where it is, because I don't want to get in trouble with the bailiffs and what have you, even though I used to be a bailiff of this club. So, but yeah, we're out today, we're doing a little bit. Thought I'd give you a little update of what's going on so far. I've only been fishing probably about an hour and a half maybe. Like I say, I've had 3 bream. I've just lost, it looked an upper double mirror. Like I say, it was literally 2 foot. It was literally 2 foot in front of the net, and the hook decided to pop out. So, but like I say, the rigs have gone back out on the spot now. I've just put another 3 spoms over the top, so that's 13 spoms I've had all in all today now, which is what I like to do after every fish. I like to give them another 2, maybe 3 spoms, because like I say, on here they do come into that sound of the spot. They know it's food. There's a lot of fish in here, so they get competitive over it, and they will come in and they will drop their heads on it. But yeah, at the moment, like I say, just going to make a brew now, I think, or a cup of tea, see what we can do. Get back to you soon, carpers. I thought I'd give you a little look through what sort of upbaits and things that I carry with me at this time of year. I'll get into my little bag of magic. As you can see, there's various different colours. Got your pinks, your yellows, your oranges. There's a couple of natural ones towards the bottom down here somewhere, he says. Because don't be afraid of changing up your colours. That's one thing I will say. Always make sure you carry a good selection of different colours. Fishing snowmans especially. There is baits in there. I can put single pop-ups, 14 millers, 15 millers, single pop-ups, but I don't think, because the time of year the fish are feeding, so it's pointless putting a single pop-up over the top of a baited spot. I think it's just too blatant. If I was fishing for bigger fish, then yeah, I'd definitely be on stiff hinges or maybe chods. But these in here, like I say, the average in here is probably 17, 18 on an average. So yeah, but yeah, don't be afraid of mixing up your up baits a little bit. Like I say, I've got baits from various companies. I know I'm a mainline field tester, but I do think some companies make certain products better than others. Like I say, I've got a lot of mainlines in here. The old faithfuls, you know what I mean, and there's a couple of hook baits in here that I make myself as well, which is another video I'm going to cover when I'm going to show you how I make my own pop-ups. But with snowmans, don't always be tempted to fish. Let's say you're fishing like me now, I'm fishing the cell. Always be inclined to put a fruity pop-up on top of it. Sometimes go with a savoury one, go with a bloodworm, a krill, a crab, because at the end of the day it's not us eating it. And I think if there are little differences, sometimes they can be the difference between getting a bite and not getting a bite. I mean, I quite happily put a fishy one on top of the cell. To us, you think, no, that's not going to work, but it's not us eating it, it's them. It's the carp, whether they want to eat it or not. But certain colours, like I say, work better on certain days. I mean, I've had sessions where I've come down, I've done really well on, I think it was oranges one day. I was fishing orange baits on orange snowmans. I had 4 or 5 fish that day. I come back literally the very next day, got back on the same spot. Again, I thought, right, oranges straight away. Couldn't get a bite. As soon as I switched over to a pink, I think I had 4, maybe 5 more that day, but not a bite on the orange. And it was weird because it was literally less than 24 hours apart. But the fish, obviously, something had changed, or this, you don't know. You know what I mean? Their eyesight changes at this time of year. They do lose a bit of their eyesight when it starts to cool down. I mean, not yet. They're still feeding quite heavily at the moment, these carp. But yeah, I definitely think how you approach the swim, you've got to have confidence with your baits, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what rods and reels you've got all the fandango tackle in the world. That isn't going to catch your fish. It's what's in the water that matters. Your bait, your rigs, they're the most important things. Don't get drawn into this rat race of, I need the latest rods, I need the latest reels, because that, to me, is you're just catching the angler. You're not catching, that's not going to catch you any more fish. A rod and a reel does the same as any other rod and reel. It casts out, it winds in. So yeah, don't get drawn into, I need the latest rods because they've just come out, and I need the latest. If you've got the money to do it, go and treat yourself. But at the end of the day, put more effort into your baits that are in the water, because if you haven't got the right bait on the end, they ain't going to eat it, are they? Doesn't matter if you've got the top rods in the world, the top reels in the world. At the end of the day, if you haven't got your baits right, then fish you're not going to catch. You're just wasting your time. And time is something that we don't get a lot of, do we? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Life's short. And obviously, a lot of lads working, you know what I mean? They only get the weekends and stuff like that. So you've got to make your sessions count. So at the end of the day, don't get drawn into, I need the latest rods, I need the latest reels. And if you find a bait that works for you, keep it going. Don't change it. Keep going with that bait. If you've got confidence in it, keep using it. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Your confidence and whether you're happy to sit behind them rigs in the water. You might get days where you think, well, these baits have caught me loads of fish, but I've not had a bite today. It could just be one of them things. The fish might not be in front of you. If the fish aren't in front of you, you're not going to catch them. So keep your eyes on the water. Keep your eyes peeled on the water. Keep your ears open for anything that boshes out, like when you're sat under the brolly like I am now. If I hear one to my left, I can pop out. If I hear one to the right, I'll pop out. But focus your energy on what you're doing. Don't think about what anybody else is doing, or oh, that lad over there, he's had one and I'm in the wrong spot. Because it might just be the fish are over there, but they will move. At the end of the day, they've got tails, they've got fins, they will move. And at this time of year, they're hungry, so they will move, and they will go eat, and they will go searching for baits. Well then, carpers, just after I finished doing that little clip for you then, the right hand rod's busted off, and I've got a little something in here to show you. Get a bit of water. Excuse the video in today because I'm on my own, using the tripod. I've got a nice one here to show you. How about that then, carpers? 23.8. 23.9. So I don't know how much you can see on there, but it's an absolute banger. Little dip in its tail there, noticeable fish that. Spin around, get it on the side for you. Like I say, I don't know how good the quality of the video is going to be. How's that, carpers? 23.9. How's that for a day session? Not bad at all. Second one after dropping that other one. That up pattern. That held really well. So we'll get her back. Get another one. Steady girl. Carpers, after I've just had that fish, obviously time to get a fresh hook bait on. I'll show you the rig that I'm using, obviously with a bottom bait on it, but get rid of that pop up first. I've gone over to the long shank beak point hooks in size 4. Hook bait out. which is like I say, that hook hold was absolutely bang on that hook hold was. But what I tend to do is I tend to trim a little bit with the pop-up away, so it's got a little flat spot like that, you can see it. And obviously your bottom bait, which is the good old faithful. Little tiny flat spot on the top of that, just like so. Get the herring needle. Get that bang on in the middle, flat spot to flat spot. Always check your up points as well, because that can cost you fish. These hooks are absolutely razor sharp. There, stop. There we go. I always push my air stops down a little bit as well, just in case you get a carp that mouths it, and then you never want to take any chances, do you? I'll show you that's what I'm fishing. Long shank beak point, size 4, 15mm bottom bait, a little flat spot, 12mm pink one, little flat spot, IQD rig, tail rubber, down to a lead clip. That bead there is just to stop the lead, because that's obviously a running rig. That just stops the lead going over the top of the leader on a take. Doesn't actually do anything other than that. And obviously if it cracks off, that bead will just slide straight off. There's no resistance behind that bead. Well, yeah, that's the one we're going with, carpers. Let's have it. Now then, carpers, quick little update again. Gone pretty quiet now. Sun's pretty high in the sky. Conditions look bang on. Southwesterly wind, low air pressure. Like I say, just due to the sun not being as bright really, but I don't think it affects them too much this time of year. There's not enough warmth in it to bring them up sunbathing and basking in the sun. They're definitely feeding. Keep seeing flat spots over the baited area. So I think there's definitely fish still out there. There could be still bream out there, because I've just had another one of them. It's making me think now that putting the hemp oil in with the hemp and the boilie, which I'm spotting out, I think that's what's bringing the bream. Because obviously they love things like that, don't they? Anything fruity, obviously anything pellet wise. Be suicidal to fish pellets on here. They just would absolutely annihilate you. You'd never keep a rod in the water. There's that many bream in here, and we're not talking little ones either. We're talking some of these bream now. I'm getting on 4, 5, maybe 6 pounds. Some of them, the good bream. Like I say, one earlier on was taking line. You'd have swore it was a carp, and he hit into it, and he just come in like a dog on a lead. There's just no resistance to him at all. But yeah, at the moment it's pretty quiet. So I've just put another 4 spawns over the top, because roughly 3 o'clock-ish is usually quite a good bite time on here. It has been in previous months and years, so I thought I'd get a little bit of bait in now before that 3 o'clock sort of time, give it a chance to settle. I actually had the bream while I was spawning. I put 2 spawns out and the left hand rod went, and it was a bream, so obviously they're still active in the area. I know they will be absolutely annihilating the hemp and 1 or 2 of the boilies, because what I tend to do is I tend to put the boilies in with the hemp the day before I come, make sure they're covered in water, so then your boilies go nice and soft, they're highly digestible, they go through them dead quick. So if they come in and they're eating 3 or 4 baits, they go through them pretty quick. They're processing it pretty fast with the bodies. So hopefully then they'll come back and have a little bit more, build up the confidence, try and get a bite that way. But yeah, it's pretty quiet at the moment, so I just thought I'd give you a little afternoon, well, dinner time-ish update. I'm not sure if this video is going to be as long as some of the others, or I don't know, it depends how much more footage I get. Because obviously I still record on my phone and stuff at the moment. But yeah, it's not too bad at the minute. I think there's definitely another bite to be had. Whether that's later on when the sun starts to go down a little bit, I don't know. But I've seen 2 or 3 in the area, well, just past the spot, probably 15-20 yards past the spot. And with the wind pushing over, them fish will know that bait's there. Because at the end of the day, carp have got a 5 times better sense of smell than what we have. So if we can smell it from a certain distance, they can smell it from 5 times that distance. Do you know what I mean? That's how you've got to look at it. And this is why I think to myself, sometimes you can overcomplicate things, and once you overcomplicate things, you're opening up a world of pain, really. Well, not so much pain, but you're opening up a world of headache for yourself because you've overcomplicated it. Keep things simple, and simplicity will catch them. The main thing that I keep saying, and I know I've said it over and over again, but it's confidence. Confidence is key when it comes to carp fishing. Just being confident in your rigs, being confident in your baits, confident in the spot that you're fishing. Everything else ends up to the carp gods. Once you've done everything you can do to the very best you can do it, then it's up to the carp gods. It's in their hands then. But yeah, definitely think there's another bite to be had. It would be nice to get another one. The lake's pretty quiet at the moment. 1 or 2 of the anglers have gone, the match lads, like the day lads that are fishing for the bream. A couple of them have gone. I'm quite surprised really that I've had now 4 bream. I've landed 1 carp and lost 1 carp off the spot that I'm fishing, because it's like I say, it's not a bank that a lot of people fish, so there's not a lot of bait going in there, which is probably another thing that you get these busy lakes. You tend to find that 60 to 80 yards on these sort of lakes is what I class as the baiting line. It's where most people fish to because they're comfortable at fishing at that range. A lot of lads can't spom at big distances and stuff like that, so they're fishing at like 60 to 80 yards, which to me becomes like a baiting line. And the fish will come in because they know that there's bait in that area, or they know roughly that it's round that sort of distance away from the bank. So these are things that you take into account. If you're seeing everybody fishing at that sort of distance, why go and cast 110, 120 yards? Because you're fishing way past them. Unless the angling pressure pushes the fish out and you can blatantly see the fish at distance, that's when you want to be fishing that bit further. But other than that, staying at them sort of, I mean, what am I at here now? I'm at 80 yards from this swim. Well, a foot shy of 80 yards. Like I say, I've had four bream, 2 bites off carp. There's definitely another bite out there to be had yet. I'm confident in the rigs that I'm using now. Now I've changed them up patterns. I was using a curve shank hook, which they used to be one of my favourite hooks, curve shanks, back a few years back, but then I did start dropping fish on them, and now, like I say, I'm dropping fish now, and that's not something I like to be doing, is dropping fish, because you never know if that next bite is going to be a good one. I mean, there's nothing in here that'll break my PB, but obviously you don't want to take that chance of losing one of them bigger ones. So yeah, like I say, I've gone over to the long shank beat point hooks from Corda, size 4s. The hook hold on that fish he was never coming off. I could have still been playing him next week, he would have never come off. So that's one good thing that I can take away from today, that it's made me mind up now to get rid of them curve shanks again. My favourite hook pattern is the crank from Corda. I think that hook pattern is absolutely phenomenal, but I don't think it suits the style of rig that I'm using at the moment. The rig that I'm using is very, like, if you looked at it, you'd say it was a spinner rig, but I'm not using it as a spinner rig with a pop-up on it, or a Ronnie rig as they call them. I'm using it with a snowman, which a lot of people think, oh, if I'm using a Ronnie rig, I've got to use a pop-up. No, you haven't. That rig will fish with a wafter, it will fish with a snowman. I don't think I'd probably put a straight one straight from the bag on it, just because of how it might land. I'd like it to, obviously the hook needs to be lay on the bottom and the bait needs to be sat above. So yeah, that's where we're up to so far. So it's time for another brew. Keep the eye on the water, see what I can see, and hopefully one of them rods rips off soon. Well then, carpers, another little update. I've lost another one. I've just had one a minute ago, only a little common. Wasn't really worth doing the footage for, really. It's about 10-11 pounds. So I was up to him, put him back, put the rod back out quick. A couple more spawns over the top. I think the reason I lost the other one a minute, well, about 3/4 of an hour ago, I think the rig was a little bit long. I made it a little bit longer because obviously the spot and fishing feels a little bit soft. So I put it down to that, and I've shortened the rig, and sure enough I just landed that one then straight away. So these are just little things that you have to take into account. Like I say, analysing your hook holds, if you're losing fish. I mean, I seem to be losing quite a lot of fish just lately, and I never usually lose fish like this, I don't. But like I say, I've been playing about with different hook patterns and things like that, so I've just made another rig now with my good old faithful cranks, size 4 cranks. There's a fish just stuck its head out straight over my bait. I'll bite in a minute so we can get it live on camera. Be nice, wouldn't it? But yeah, I've just made a different, not the same rig, but different style of hook on the left hand rod, because that rod's not done any bites from carp today, which is weird because it's like 2 foot away from the other rod. All the bites, well, all 4 bites from carp that I've had have all been on the right hand rod. So whether that side of the spot's a little bit cleaner, I don't know. But we'll give it another hour or so. Feeling a little bit rough today, so I'm not going to stay till dark like I was going to do, but saying that, it probably will be dark in about an hour or so anyway. So, but yeah, I'll get back to you soon, carpers, if we get another one. Now then, carpers, literally just packing up, getting everything dry. Right hand rod's just gone again. Another little beauty to show you. Just get some water. This one is 24 pound on the nose. Absolutely buzzing. That's a 23 and a 24 in a day session. Oh, steady girl, steady, steady. Lovely fish this is. How's that, carpers? Absolutely buzzing. 24 pound of solid muscle. Taken just as I was packing up, which has made me put the rod back out for another 10 minutes, but absolutely buzzing my head off. A 23 and a 24. Let's have a look at the other side. An absolute beauty. 24 pound of absolute solid muscle. That's not a bad day session at all, that. Making me wonder about the 2 that I lost. First one I lost felt a decent fish as well, so must have been a group of decent fish out there today. Yeah, how's that, carpers? Buzzing. Well, carpers, back home. Not a bad day that, really, to be fair. Would have liked to have got in a different swim like, but you know, it didn't turn out too bad in the end. So if you've liked the video, give us a subscribe, give us a like. See you on the next one. On to next time, carpers.